Hello, my name is Marie-Hélène Budworth. I'm a professor of Human Resource Management within the School of Human Resource Management at York University. I teach within the undergraduate, master's, and PhD programs, and I do research in areas of motivation, learning, and negotiations. I thought I'd talk to you today a little bit about job search, and job search especially as emergent workers, people who are just coming onto the job market after graduating from their degrees. This is a particularly stressful time. It's a very difficult time of life because it's all about figuring out where the direction you're going to take, what the first few moves you'll take will be, and it also sets you on a path, right? So your first negotiation for salary kind of starts to predict where your salary will go and how you'll proceed in terms of promotions and careers. So this can be a very, very stressful time for young people. So I'm very sympathetic to the idea that there's a lot to figure out at this time. So as you're on this path of exploring and trying to figure out how to navigate these waters, there are a few things that I thought I'd share with you today around just being successful in making the right connections and in putting your best foot forward. So I thought I'd talk to you about two things in particular. The first is I just finished some research actually with she was a PhD student at the time, and now she's a professor in a university in Paris, Neoma in Paris. Her name is Jennifer Harrison. I finished this research with Jennifer Harrison where we looked at people's online profiles. So what happens when an HR hiring manager Googles you? What do they see? And then based on what they see, what are the implications for your their propensity to want to hire you, and also for what they might offer you as an income? And we found, as you might expect, I don't think this is a shocking finding, but we found that there are some fairly significant effects of the types of images and postings that you make and how people view you when you're on the job market. The most interesting things, and I think the things worth noting, are that there are negative things that can happen, and images are particularly damaging. So the types of photos that you have available online can have an impact on people's impressions of you. I also found, and this I think is a very helpful hint, that statements of self-promotion. And these don't have to be efforts that you make to really promote yourself online in a structured way, but just when something good happens in your world, you post all about all sorts of other things. If you're walking across the stage at graduation, tweeting about walking across the stage at graduation, or tweeting about having just attended a great workshop that is relevant to you, to the career that you hope to have. These types of statements actually give a positive impression on your hireability. So my advice would be that based on these findings, there's a real need to curate your online presence. A real need to make sure that when you're on the job market, you're aware of what people will find when they look you up online, and to make sure that the impression that you're making is the type of impression that a hiring manager would find appropriate. The second thing I'd like to say, and this one I think is just a good piece of information to have in your back pocket, so we talked about being strategic in how you curate your online presence. I also would advise you to be fairly strategic about how you curate your in-person connections with other people, your social connections, and the networking that you do. We hear so much about networking and how important it is, and how we should attend all these networking events. And really, what I think you should be thinking about is not doing this in a general sense, but doing it in a very specific way where you're making great efforts to connect with people in meaningful ways, in ways that you'll be able to follow up with them later, and really thinking about how can I make a difference for somebody else, because it's that putting yourself out there and being willing to support other people that will in turn allow you to gain some benefit from the networks that you're creating. So, going to a networking event just hoping to send out your resume or put your resume in front of somebody is insufficient. You have to have a deeper frame for how you would hope to network. So that's it. That was quick, but that's it for today. I hope you found those two pieces of information helpful, and thank you.